Hello there, everyone. Welcome to episode number 13 of Conversations with Christal. I really hope you've been enjoying the shows so far. And remember, I would love for you to subscribe as well as leave a rating or a review. That would be amazing and I would be honored. But thank you so much for taking time out to listen in or watch if you prefer YouTube. So, remember, I am your business coach for those of you who are new to business or you're stuck in business and really need help with your mindset and your time management. That is my specialization of really helping you get to the next level and earning your first $50,000 in business because many times that's like a great mark for people to achieve and for them to see their businesses as legit in their mind. And then I am your life coach for all your platonic and romantic relationship boundaries. So, yes, you heard that correct. I specialize in healthy relationships and setting boundaries in your platonic and romantic relationships. And I do both coaching programs through group coaching as well as private coaching opportunities. So, if you need assistance with either one, I would be honored to work with you. And I also offer discovery calls. So that way you have a chance to meet me and to get some questions answered before you move forward. So that's a little bit about me and how I can serve you. Now, in today's very, very short episode, typically if I don't have a special guest, I try to keep these episodes short and sweet, but I am talking about keeping promises to yourself in the show today. And this is something that I have worked on quite a bit over the years and I have gotten a lot, there's been tons of improvement and I'm thankful for that. And I wanted to come on and just encourage you because I see others having issues sometimes with setting boundaries and keeping promises to themselves. And I know the impact that that can have. And I just wanted to just kind of be a calm and reassuring voice in your ear right now to give yourself grace and to understand that it is okay to keep promises to yourself. Um, what do I mean by that? So, for example, over the years, especially when it was in regard to my business, the promises that I made to my clients, right? Especially, but also even to others sometimes, like family, a spouse, that type of thing. I would hold those promises in a higher regard than the ones that I made to myself. I would let the okay, I'm going to go work out right now. I'll let that go by a wayside because I'm getting a call from a family member that they need help with something or what have you. And it can be small things, right? But sometimes small things add up to big things and can create big drama in our minds. And so, the better you get at being disciplined in the small areas where you keep those promises to yourself and you keep healthy boundaries, especially around your health and around your maybe your family obligations and the goals that you have set in your life, the better it will be for you to exercise those boundaries in a very healthy, polite, and professional way if needed in the future. So, if you are have been ruminating and thinking about something that you've been wanting to do, but maybe your own mind drama has been hindering you, or you really clearly see that the basically agenda of others has consistently been a gatekeeper in you moving forward in pursuing and achieving your own goals, we have got to look at that. And I really want to challenge you to set some boundaries, right? So let me give you a quick example of how you can do that. So let's say you have maybe a family member or a friend who you are their go to person. No matter what's going on with them, they are calling you for help. And so, little ways that you can start implementing some boundaries is not to be at their mercy, especially for non emergencies, because if it's a true emergency, right, the first person they should be calling anyway is a medical professional or 911, unless you are a doctor, right? I guess maybe they could be calling you for that because you're in the profession. But generally, if it's not an emergency, it's a wonderful exercise to start little by little, like on that next phone call or that next text that you get from that person. I want you to exercise setting some boundaries. So they need help with X, Y, and Z, or can you come over right now and do this? Or I don't have a ride, or whatever it is. And I want you to, you know, and look, this is granted that this is a situation where you actually do have something else. I'm not suggesting that you make up stuff if you're just sitting around and you do have time and you're just I don't want you to think that that's what I'm saying. So there's two ways that we can do this. If you have stuff on your agenda, they call, they want you to do something, you take a moment and just basically say, you know what? Thank you for thinking of me. I'm sorry to hear you're going through that. Right now, I am committed to X, Y, and Z, or I have an appointment with X, Y, and Z. And let me tell you, you can have appointments with yourself, right? So, in my agenda, if I say that I'm going to record a podcast, or I'm going to write an email, or I'm going to spend some time checking in on clients, that's an appointment. That's an appointment that is important and I've made with myself, and I'm obligated to keep that appointment, right? So don't think that you're like making it up if you really do have stuff on your agenda. You know, going back to the example, I have this, and this that I'm really committed to do, or I have an appointment right now. And so right now, I'm not available to step away and assist you. Now, the second option is a little more difficult, probably for some of you, especially if you're kind of used to almost being run over in a sense when it comes to people just kind of taking advantage and just coming in and knowing that they can always get you to help them with something or what have you. Let's say you get that same text or phone call, and they want you to help them with something. And like I said, it doesn't even have to be an emergency. It could be whatever. It could be they want you to help them decorate their nursery or whatever it is. It can be something very innocent. But if you don't want to, guess what? That is reason enough as well. I don't want you to feel like you have to start getting, if you have been doing that, I don't want you to feel like you have to keep making up stuff when, you know, no is your answer. Let no be your answer. Because if yes is really your no, then that's not being true to yourself, right? And so if you're just relaxing on the couch, watching a rerun of the Golden Girls, sipping some tea, having a great time, or hanging out with your family or whatever, and you get that phone call, just say, you know what, I thank you so much for thinking of me. That does sound fun or what have you, but right now I'm unable to do that, or I'm not available right now. And guess what? That's okay. Because just because you may be not doing anything urgent according to the person who's requesting of your time, that doesn't mean that you should, have to react to what you think they may be thinking about you. Did you follow me there? Because many times we will make decisions based on how we think others are going to feel. Oh, they're going to think that, I'm not available, I'm not willing to help, or they're going to think, well, you're just hanging out. Why can't you come do this for me? Don't worry about them. They have to figure out their own stuff, right? You stay true to yourself and really exercise either number one, being very clear in responding, saying that, you have an obligation, you have an appointment, or that's why you can't do X, Y, and Z. Or if you don't have an obligation or an appointment and you just don't want to, then you just say that as well. And you don't have to say that I don't want to. You just say, I'm not available right now, or now it is not a good time. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I would love for you to try that and let me know how that goes. I know sometimes it can feel a little awkward, especially in the first time that you try it, and especially the first time you try it with the person who always has called you and they always know that you will jump at their beck and call. Okay, so I'm challenging you, but keep promises to yourself. It's a lovely, lovely way to treat yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? Keep those promises that you make to yourself for your health, whether it's to exercise or maybe to eat right, or even carving out time in your schedule to eat lunch, right? It could be as simple as that. But keeping that commitment, that appointment, that obligation to yourself. And over time, you'll build that muscle and you'll be more and more confident in your ability to be disciplined with yourself and care for yourself. And in turn, you can then care for others with, a fuller cup, right? Because you have more to give if you choose to do so. Remember, just because you can does not mean that you have to. All right, everyone, that is it for today's show. I really hope that it encouraged you and just at least gave you something to think about. And I would love to hear if any of you decided to try that with the person who is always calling you for help. So I'm here for you. I would love to hear how that went. All right, everyone, remember, you got this. I so believe in you. All righty. Bye.